Hey there, Geometry. So happy to be here again with you guys. I am excited for another amazing lesson about probability. I'm sure you guys are just as excited as I am, so let's get to it. We're talking about next level probability, and I call it next level because it's just one step up from simple probability, okay? Basic, just finding those probability ratios, nothing too complex, that's all we're doing. Finding fractions, okay? Our goal is to learn how to solve next level probability problems. So next level, or we call it dependent probability. And I know, again, that probably will be something that you don't really talk much about until you get into statistics a little bit more, maybe some more in Algebra 2. We'll see. Maybe if I'm your teacher next year, you'll talk to me about probability more in depth. But this is just kind of laying the groundwork here. So next level probability. You see here, I've got a picture of a bag, and it's got 5, we're going to call them marbles, okay, little circular marbles in there. 2 of them are red, 3 of them are green. We've got 5 in total. So dependent probability is, when you say, what are the chances of me pulling out 2 green marbles? Or, if you're playing a card game, if you've ever played a card game, what are the chances of me drawing 2 twos, in the same hand? Wow, it's like amazing odds, really slim chances. So we're going to talk about how to actually identify what that probability is. So if it's a really good chance, really bad chance, and there's so much more that you can do with this probability. I can't even begin to scratch the surface of, unfortunately, we don't have a lot more time, but this is really an interesting study, and I hope that you all enjoy it as much as I do. I was playing a game recently during this quarantine crisis, and playing a game with my family that maybe some of you all have heard, maybe you haven't, and I thought of this. I wish that I would be able to play it with you guys in a classroom to try to show you a little bit of this. It's called Exploding Kittens. Don't worry, no animals harmed, but it is a hilarious game of probability and odds and a little bit of strategy and a lot of chance. So it's a lot of fun. We got a lot of good laughs out of it. It's very well designed and a lot of art. So that's not my plug for them. But if we get to have some time together before the end of school, I'll bring that game and we can have a chance to just play and talk a little bit about probability. Okay, so I'm gonna dive into it here. If you reach into a bag and grab one marble at a time, and that's important, that's a key phrase. If it's one at a time, you're not grabbing 3 and then pulling it out and seeing what you've got. You're grabbing one at a time, okay? You get, what's the probability of you pulling out 2 green marbles in a row, okay? So you reach in once, grab a green marble, reach in a second time, and grab a green marble. So what are the chances? You would say it's probably pretty good. There's 3 green marbles in there, so a pretty good chance. Well, you can actually put a number to that and put a percentage to it, what it would actually be. So this is all we do. These are kind of the steps. When you get asked a question like this, it's, what is the probability of the first pick being green? So what are the chances in this bag right here with 5 marbles? What are the chances of you picking 1 green marble? Just break it down. Make it simple. Take it back to that simple probability. What are the chances of 1 green marble? Well, we've got 3 green marbles and 5 marbles total. So the chances, or the odds, or the probability would be 3 over 5. 3 over 5. That would be the probability of your first pick being green. Now, if we're taking them out one at a time, and we're not putting them back in, it doesn't say we're putting it back in, we're taking it out, setting it down on the side, and then going again, reaching in this bag, and getting it one more time. We have to account for the fact that we took one of the green marbles out. So we ask again, what's the probability of this second pick being green? So we get the one marble out of there, we got a green one, okay? 3 out of 5 chance of doing that, and we did it, okay? Now, there's only 4 marbles left. There's only 4. So you could eliminate one of these green marbles, and now you've got 2 green marbles and 2 red marbles, okay? So if you had 2 green marbles and 2 red marbles, you're looking for another green marble. What are the odds of you picking the second one and it being green? So that would be 2 over the total number, 2 green marbles, over the total number left in the bag. Remember, we took this one out, so now we've got 4 total. So it'd be 2 over 4. Not 2 over 5, it'd be 2 over 4. This is what we call dependent probability because it depends on the previous action, okay? So we've got probability of the first one being 3 over 5, probability of the second one being 2 over 4. So how do we get a total probability from that? What do we do from there? Do we add it, subtract it? What do we do? Okay, we multiply. We multiply those 2 ratios, those 2 probability ratios, or those 2 fractions, and we get our answer for the total probability of you picking 2 marbles and then both being green, okay? That is the total probability, and this is how we calculate it. We multiply 3 over 5 times 2 over 4, and we get 3 over 10, or if you to the decimal, it would be 0.3, percentage would be 30% chance. So you got a 30% chance of this coming true, or if you were talking probabilities, 30 out of 100 times it should be true. So if you did this little task 100 times, it should be 30 times out of that 100 you would get 1 green marble and then put it to the side. Your second green marble would also be green. Okay, so this is kind of the basics, the steps we take. Find your first probability, save that to the side. Make sure you deduct from the bag of marbles or whatever you're talking about. Then run it again. You've got 2 over 4 now, so that's your second one. You multiply those 2 ratios together and you get your answer. Okay, let's try it. We've got this new bag right here. Okay, there's a lot more marbles in there, so pay attention. Count them well. Determine. Go ahead and write it down. Maybe take a screenshot of this and write it in your GoodNotes so you can work alongside this. Okay? You've got how many green marbles, how many red marbles, how many blue marbles. Alright? What's the probability that you pull out 3 red marbles? 3 red marbles, one at a time. You're not putting them back in the bag. You're pulling it out, setting it to the side, and then going again, reaching in the bag, pulling it out, setting it to the side. Okay? You're going to do that 3 times. So what are the chances of you getting 3 red marbles in a row? Okay? So let's calculate these odds. Just like we did in the previous problem, that's all. Okay? We do the total possible chances, total possible outcomes, over the total outcomes. So the ones that meet the constraints out of the total available, the ones that, you know, it could be or that you're looking for. You're not looking for green marbles. You're not looking for blue marbles. What's the total of red marbles in the bag? Over the total number of marbles in the bag. Okay, so how could we get this first one? So first marble, what would it be? Pause the video, write it down. See if your answer's right. Okay, so if you counted correctly, you should see there are 9 red marbles and 20 marbles total. So it would be 9 over 20. That's our first pick. 9 over 20, almost 50% chance. Okay, then we do the second pick. Okay, we took 1 marble out, so there's not 20 anymore, right? So go ahead and pause, see if you get the right answer. What are the chances, what's the probability of the second pick being red? Well, there's one less red marble, and there's one less marble total. So, what is it going to be over what? There's 8 red marbles now, and 19 marbles total. So 8 over 19. Good. Hopefully you got that. Let's try the last one, okay? Again, we took that marble. Okay, we reached into the bag. We took that marble. We set it to the side. It's not in the bag anymore. All right, third pick being red. Pause, see if you get this one. All right, so should be one less red marble, one less marble in the bag. So it should be 7 over 18. Okay, hopefully you got that. Now what do? We've got to calculate the probability that you would get all 3 red. Okay, what do? We multiply these 3 fractions, and if you stop the video at the beginning to see if you got it all right, this is where we're going, okay? Multiply the 3 probabilities, and we come up with our final answer. It is 504 over 6,840. Okay, so if we just multiplied these, straight multiplied them, 9 times 8 times 7 over 20 times 19 times 18. That's our answer. We divide both of them by 72, we reduce it to 7 over 95, or your calculator might have just given you 0.07, which equals about 7%. You've got a 7% chance that that would happen, okay? So hopefully you got that. We're going to do one more problem, and I want you to practice this one because you're going to need to practice, okay? So same bag, same marbles, same colors, didn't change anything there. Now the question is reaching into the bag, grabbing one marble at a time, not replacing, okay? There's no word that says replacing. What is the probability that you will pull out 2 red marbles, then 1 blue? 2 red marbles, then 1 blue. Okay? So, we kind of know from the work from the previous one, we're doing 2 red marbles, okay, 1 at a time. So, same as the first 2 steps before, but the last one might be a little bit different. So, see if you can pause the video and get your answer. All right, hopefully you did. I'm going to kind of breeze through this one. First pick is 9 over 20. Second pick is 8 over 19. Third pick, 6 over 18. There's 6 blue marbles over 18 total. Okay, we now multiply all these together and we get 432 over 6,840. Reduces down to 0.06 or 6% or 6 over 95. Whichever one you got, that's okay with me. Okay? Last question. Okay? What's the probability that you pull out 5 green marbles in a row? 5 green marbles in a row. 1 at a time, not putting any of them back. So all the green marbles, what are the chances that you would pull out all the green marbles, picking them 1 at a time? Okay. Pause the video, see if you can get this one. Alright, so probability first pick being green, it's 5 out of 20, 5 green marbles out of 20, or 1/4. Second pick, 4, because we took 1 out, 4 out of 19. Third pick, 3 out of 18. Fourth pick, 2 out of 17. You see the trend there? Okay, going down. Fifth pick, 1 out of 16. Okay. Multiply all of those probabilities to get to your final answer. 8 over 124,032. That, divide both of those by 8, you get 1 over 15,504, and that equals way down to 0.00006 or 0.006%. So not very good odds that you would do that, but it is possible. So again, this is just kind of getting you introduced to some next level probability. Hopefully you understand. If not, give me a call. Get in touch with me, message me. Love you guys. Go and be blessed.